All right, guys, welcome back. We are playing Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 7, Minagoroshi. Last time, we fought against fate. We fought against fate. We beat it, kinda, in a way, in a small way, in a little bit, right? In a way that is maybe not that significant, but it matters a lot to me. It matters a lot to Rika, because it's possible, right? We can do it. We can do it. That's what really matters. I've been thinking a lot about Hanyu, and one, I still don't know like what is she, right? Like what is this creature? I don't know. I was thinking about how bad I feel for her. The whole like loneliness thing, right? That tip we had last time, I think very much is meant to achieve that, right? It's just this really sad thing about Hanyu being so lonely, not being able to communicate with anyone but Rika. I was thinking about like she's such a doomer. At least that's what it seems like, right? She was trying to convince Rika to not even bother trying to not try and fight against fate and all of this. And I feel like you can think of a few explanations for that, right? For why she has this attitude. Rika said that she's the first person that Hanyu's been able to communicate with in centuries, right? The question is like one, has there been other people like Rika in the past, right? Maybe. I don't know. Or is it just like in Hanyu's past long ago when she wasn't in this weird like spiritual state and was able to communicate with other people like normally and not be like a ghost or whatever she is now? I I don't know. I don't know, right? So I wonder if Hanyu's attitude about fighting against fate and like not that being impossible that you shouldn't bother doing it. I wonder if that is like because of her own experiences, because of what she has gone through for hundreds of years, assumedly, right? She is kind of trapped, it feels, in the same way as Rika. You know what I mean? Like her existence also seems like it really sucks. I wonder if it's something like that. The other scarier option, well, maybe not scarier, but just the other option that also kind of makes sense to me is I also wonder like if she's so lonely and she wants to be part of the group so badly, um, and Rika's the only person she can talk to at all, then to be fair, if Rika does win and achieve everything, what's going to happen to Hanyu after that, right? Is Hanyu going to be banished back to no one being able to see her and she's just whatever her existence is, you know? Kind of a scary thought, right? So, I don't know. I don't know. I wonder what is motivating her exactly. Her attitude about all of that, right? I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. I'll be thinking about her. That's for sure. Oh, but yeah, last time the doll was given to Mion. Beautiful, amazing. Surely this time we're actually gonna get to finish the like game tournament thing in this chapter, right? Surely. Rika has a new resolve, and we're gonna do it. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do it. It's gonna be all okay. Apparently, this is like Rika's last chance too. So what the hell are we gonna do, right? Like, we got to figure something out. Apparently, like we don't have much power left. However that works exactly. So scary. Okay, let's continue. Teichi's house. Oh god, wait! I just realized there's other things. There's other things I need to say because I'm wondering from Keiichi's perspective now, and that made me think about perspective. Since we're from Rika's perspective, I kind of assume Rika knows everything, right? So are we finally gonna learn some of the truth about like some still unanswered questions we have, like her own parents' deaths and like Sadako's parents' deaths and like that kind of thing, you know? That would be nice to finally learn about. I just literally have no idea what to think about those at all, you know? Like literally no clue what the truth. If there is some kind of secret underlying truth behind them, if that's even a thing there, what it could possibly be. But I don't know. I don't know.
確かにそんなことをどこかで聞いたような気もしたが、
Hmm?
それってマジだったのか？
What are we talking about? This world always has a lot of nice suggestions, but they're mostly out of politeness, right? They're just something you laugh off and reply with, that would be nice. But those ideas generally end as jokes, so it's crazy when they turn out real. What the hell are we talking about?
マジも大マジ。吉郎おじさんも大絶賛。
Oh,
昨日のお
I
もちゃ屋
see.
での部活、ゲーム中の暴れっぷりは実に見事だったからね。
Right, right.
レナもあんな遊び方や盛り上がり方があるなんて知ら
It
な
went
かったかな。
went a little bit differently, I suppose, than than in chapter 2, how it normally goes. How he almost lost.
ここだけの話ですけど、私の近くにいた子たち、ケイチさんと同じ宅で盛り上がりたかったって悔しがってましたのよ。ケイチは何でも楽しそうに遊ぶことに関しては天才的なのです。
Sometimes. I don't know. You know, I wasn't just playing around. I was giving it my all because I had no choice but to win. I guess we made it look like a lot of fun for the audience, though. No choice but to win.
確かに。
Shion?
普段の部
Hello?
活においても
What?
とにかくよく盛り上がってくれますからね。
What are we doing, Shion? Hello? Why? Hey, what's
ケイ
up?
ちゃんがひなみ沢ファイターズに入ってくれたら、さぞや盛り上がるだろうって言ってましたし。
Does she go to school here in this timeline? Like, what?
言ってましたね。
What is happening? What? Shion? What are we doing, girl?
ゆうべ会合の席でも入江先生、前原くんのことをベタ褒めでしたよ。
I see.
ケイチ君は自分で思ってるよりずっと人を楽しくさせる力があるんだよ。
そうかな。
We're just not gonna address that, I guess. Okay.
おじさんだって自分の仲間が可愛いからって推薦したわけじゃないよ。ケイちゃんならこの退任にきっと答えられるって思ったから推薦したわけさ。
僕も同じ席にいましたですが、全然反対意見が出なかったのは驚きだったのです。
I guess.
前原くんは先生が思っているよりもずっと村中で評判なんですね。
God, Katie's just the best of all time, apparently. Like, everyone just loves him.
沖宮界隈でも有名です。
Yeah, like, hello, is this a dream?
先日のひなみ沢ファイターズと沖宮タイタンズ
Oh
の試合で
God.
のあの助っ人ぶりはもはや現地では伝説的ですからね。
Like, what? I guess Katie is this amazing.
あれはすごかったですものね。亀田さん目当ての記者の方々も度肝を抜かれてましたよ。
Okay, so that has already happened. They're talking about that rigged baseball match I set up with Kameda-kun. The public did end up believing that talented pitcher walked me out of fear for my insight. Can I read? No, apparently I can't. Kameda-kun and I have entered a strange relationship since then, but I'd really rather not talk about it right now. Kinda scares
どう
me
かな、ケイチ君。
if we're going down the chapter 3 path, though.
レナはケイチ君にはその力があると思うな。みーちゃんだけの推薦で足りないならレナも推薦するよ。ケイチ君ならきっと綿流し実行委員
In
の
charge of the
を全うできる。
Watanagashi Planning Committee. There's no way Keiichi can do that. Watanagashi is an annual village festival held in June. It's supposed to be the biggest event in the village, and most of the people living here gather together for it. Since this is a major event, they always organize a committee to plan out the festival a few months in advance. The festival is only 2 weeks away, and I just moved to this village. Yeah, like what? Why the hell do they want him? But now they want me to join that committee?
大体よ。
Yeah,
俺
right?
実行委員の仕事なんて知らないから何の役にも立てないぜ。
実行委員なんて堅苦しいのは肩書きだけだよ。ケイちゃんに満場一致でお願いしたい役はね、ズバリ
Hosting the
叩き売り
auction.
オークションの司会なんだよ。
Okay, we've never seen an auction before.
なんだよそれ。
I can imagine Keiichi doing that. Keiichi could be a great auction host, couldn't he? He could hype some things up. He would do great. I am
バナナ
sure.
でも売らされるのか。
そこは先生から説明し
Okay,
ます。
please.
今年のお祭りでは新しい試みとしてオークション風に
Okay.
叩き売りをやろうということになったのです。
I see.
そこは複雑な事情があってね。
I wonder, has Rika seen this happen before? I think it's funny how she said, like, we're doing it for the first time this year. It, like, kind of is the first time. Like, we've never seen this happen in any of the previous games, right? I just wonder, since Rika is taking this more active role and is trying to fight against fate now and all of that, are we gonna quickly veer off into, like, unseen territory for her, you know?
町会で寄付品を集めて、それを商品にしてのみんなで参加できる何かをやりたいんだけど、
Okay,
過去の役
okay.
員会でいろいろ大人の事情があって、不 福引き抽選以外の方法で商品を分配したいってことになったんだよ。
I see.
早い話が
Shion, why are you
シバ
here?
さんが感触を起こしてきながら引っ込みがつかなくなったことがあるわけなんです。
Why is Shion here? Like, what are we, what's happening? It's great to see you, girl. I love that you're here, right? But, like, what possibly changed that made her be here, right? Like, Mion got the doll so she didn't have that conversation with Shion, right? Complaining about all of that stuff to her, which felt like a trigger point for a lot of stuff. How would that lead to Shion being in Hinamizawa, right? Like, what? I don't know.
ばあさんって自分でトラブっときながらよく後悔してますよね。
Because, like, we're talking about their grandmother, we're talking about Oryu, and she is the one who wouldn't let Shion be in Hinamizawa in the first place, right? So, like, what changed?
まあね。まあそんなわけで福引き以外のイベントで何か楽しく商品を山分けできないかって話になったわけよ。
I mean, if I could spend more time with, like, goats number 3, I don't even know. Who are the goats, like Keiichi, Rin, and Shion, I guess, and maybe Rika as well? Just all of them, I suppose. Which goat's number is Shion? One of them.
それで出た案が寄付品の叩き売りオークションってわけ。
オークションってなんだか面白そうだね。
I guess. Are auctions fun? I don't really think of auctions as, like, a fun event. I suppose, I guess.
ひょっとするとものすごく安くいいものが買えるかもしれないし、他の人が高値をつけ合うのを見てるのも楽しいしね。しかも寄付品だから元手はタダ。
Ah.
実行委員会もなかな
Yeah,
かお金儲けがお上手ですわね。売り上げは全部冬の鳥海温泉
Right,
旅行の
right.
泡麦茶代になるのです。
Perfect.
古いのです。
フルデさんは泡の出る麦
I-
茶はまだまだいけません。
She might be. Let her have a beer. Come on, everything she's going through.
だいたい話は見えてきたがでもよ俺はオークションの司会なんかやったことないぜ。
He'd be good at it. Like, actually,
きっと
yeah.
やり上げられると思うな。売り上げの1割はお小遣いになるとか言われたら
I-
ものすごいことになりそう。
That is very true.
まあな実績に応じて何か得られるってならそりゃ頑張るだろうな。
Right.
逆に実績が出なかったらとんでもない罰ゲームが待ってるかもしれませんでしたよ。
Maybe that's a better motivator.
ちょ
I
っと
don't
待
know.
て佐藤。なんで俺がそんなリスキーな条件を引き受けなければならないんだ。そもそも俺は依頼されてる立場だってことを忘れるなよ。俺はこう見えてもスケジュール多忙で忙しいんだぜ。そういうのはマネージャーを通してくれたまえ。
His agent, like.
どうよケイちゃん。もし何かご褒美がないといけないってなら内容と条件次第で考えてもいいよ。
I see.
私もケイちゃんを推薦した以上何としても引き受けてもらい最大限配慮するよ。
ほう太っ腹じゃねえか。さーて何がいいかね。
罰ゲームを何にするかというのはよくある。
True, actually.
ご褒美は何がいいってのは初めてかもしれないね。
Well, I don't know. It's kind of like there's a punishment side of it always, right? Like there's a reward. But only that reward is you get to be the one doing the punishments to other people, right? So I guess that's kind of a reward in a sense, right? I mean, again, it always ends up with them dressing Keiichi up in a maid outfit, but I guess that's a reward in a sense.
言われてみればそうですわね。私たちってつくづく過酷な状況で戦ってますのね。
Rena is right. The whole purpose of our club activities is to escape the punishments we come up with. Even if we win, we never get a prize or reward for it.
めったにない美味しい話にケイチが困ってい
Yeah,
ますのです。
I would be scared, personally.
みーちゃんの方で何か提案できないの？何でもいいよって言われたら、か
Oh.
えって思いつかないよね。
Decide on what you want, huh?
そうだね。あ、じゃあこんなとこでどう？エンジェルモートのデザートフェスタの入場券。
Oh, okay, right.
おね ケチくさいこと言わないで、どーんと3年
Well,
分
yeah,
プ
isn't
レ
it-
ゼントしちゃえばいいじゃないですか。
Since they work there, can't you just get them in for free? Doesn't it just, like, not even matter? Like...
あら、それは豪華ではございませんの。
It's, I guess.
確か
I...
デザートフェスタのチケットってものすごい購買率で闇取引もされてるんだろ。
I would not want to go to the dessert festa. Is that just me? Like, I would not... I don't think I would have any fun. It's like, I just... Does not seem like the kind of place for me. Like, not... you know, just personally, right? Would not be for me. So, I don't know. I guess you could sell it. I guess you could sell the
そ
ticket
んな
then.
の3年分なんて本当にいいのかよ。
もちろん成功報酬だよ。盛り上げてくれないとダメだからね。
Right.
大丈夫だよ。圭一くんならきっと大盛り上がりになる。
It always is.
それについては私も同感です。というか、どんなめちゃくちゃな売り工場が飛び出すか、かなり楽しみです。
Like, what is gonna happen at an auction? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
たとえタコの入ってないたこ焼きであっても、
Right,
行列させてしまい
true.
そうですもんね。
He can do that.
おいおい、さすがにタコなしたこ焼きは
No. And not only that, but you can list the selling points of it.
いやいや、ケイちゃんなら
God, what else was there? Oh, there are other things, right? The goldfish that Mion ate.
小麦粉の味が素朴でヘルシーとか言いそう。
お前ら俺をおだててるのかバカにしてるのか微妙だぞ。
It's no, they're right.
どうですか、前原くん。先生もあなたならきっとうまく盛り上げてくれると思います。
I bet he will. Fee Sensei was also on the committee. She must have backed up Mion's suggestion when she brought up my name at their last meeting.
僕も圭一の口先マジックが見たいのですよ。
Right.
みぱ
Magic.
バナナの叩き売りだってさ、その売り工場の切符の良さに感服して買わせるわけだしね。
And Keiichi is very good at that. Well,
ー。前
I
原
don't
圭
know.
一ワンマンショーでございましたよ。
Keiichi is good at saying a bunch of complete nonsense, right? Kind of like me. Like, I don't know, right? He's good at saying a bunch of complete nonsense that doesn't mean anything. But it's good at, I don't know, he can do it. He's good at speaking in a way, right? I'm just thinking of like you know, when him and Shion met in chapter 5, that's kind of the standout moment, you know. But I don't know, he could also say good stuff, right? Like the end of chapter 5, the end of chapter 2, right? So, sure, you know, depends what kind of day you catch him on, I guess.
楽しそうですわね。
おいおい、俺はまだ引き受けると言った覚えはないぞ。
It's Keiichi, you gotta take it, come on.
大丈夫だよ。圭一くんならできるよ。
ちぇ、レナめ、他人事だと思って。
はあ、そんなつもりじゃないのに。
I bet Rona could do it too. The principal suddenly opened his mouth.
どうかね、前原君。わしも君なら
Ooh,
やれ
he's
る
gonna have a
と思うぞ。
have a lesson for us.
男なら一つ、
Right,
みんなの
right.
期待に応えてみんかね。
It's God. That's such a, like, as a man, isn't it your responsibility to meet people's expectations? Like, what does that even mean? Like, that's, I guess. If I had to, I'm sure I could do it. Mion has made me do so many different things for the club, and I've learned a lot from that. Besides, this would be the first time I could get a reward without having to worry about punishment. It should be fun, too. This is the first time so many people were counting on me like this. Keiichi, you have no idea how many times people have been counting on you. Like, oh god, it's happened so many times, like, actually, but sure. To be honest, it made me pretty happy. Still, I was worried about getting dragged into something that required a lot of work. I couldn't erase that thought from my mind. But I was in Hinamizawa. The people in this village would never do anything to betray me. Ah, god. They genuinely believed that it would do a lot to liven up the festival if I became the host of their auction. I've only been here for a short period of time, but I know that the people here are honest and kind. God, just what a
よっしゃ。
crazy different attitude compared to so many times in earlier chapters, you know? Like,
俺も男だぜ。そこまで言われちゃ引き受けないわけにはいかないな。
alright, sounds good. Okay, my, like, whole computer crashed. It's right in between these two lines. I have no idea why. A crash message popped up on the game itself, and then my entire computer, like, black screened. So, I don't know what that was all about, but we're back. I think this is like the same spot. I just had to skip through all the text to get back here. Yeah, okay. That was bizarre. I don't know. Right, right. Everyone gave me a round of applause. How many times had this happened in my life? Not once. This was the first time I'd ever been applauded. That can't be right. God. Oh, that's actually such a sad thing for him to think, huh? His like his attitude about school and all of that before that we've like gone into. There were lots of old people in the village committee. I'm a young guy who only just moved here. I've known for a while that Mion has a lot of influence locally, but I couldn't believe that everyone in the committee would accept it just like that. Right. True, true. That's, man, kind of a theme of the game, in a way, isn't it? Just like, having to, the new generation taken over. Right, it's like Mion talking about taking over the Sonozaki family and all of that in the future, you know, yeah. Right. Rika's just become the #1 Keiichi fan, of course. You're famous, clearly. Oh, right. Right. It's him walking around the village in a maid outfit, as usual. Uh-huh. God. Ooh. Okay. I'm sure my parents will have no problem with it. Why would they? They won't have any objections to raise, at least. They might ask me why my name was brought up, though. I'm sure they'll be proud, right? Chi-sensei and the principal went back to the teacher's office after the discussion ended. We were in the middle of lunch break at the moment. Chi-sensei and the principal had come along together, and Mion scared me by saying that they all had something to talk to me about. My stomach wasn't digesting my lunch particularly well. God, he's like worried. God, it's been a while since we've like seen these two, hasn't? Oh no, we saw him in chapter 6. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Like, I realized the whole class was talking about me. They were saying how fun Watanagashi was going to be and how high tier expectations were for it. How high their expectations were for it. I might have taken on a huge responsibility. I need to do my best to succeed at it. Oh god. Oh no. Oh. One of them has the secret ingredient though. Mion clapped her hands as she remembered and took a box out of her bag. She opened the lid, letting us see a bunch of ohagi neatly packed inside. Hmm. Or no, I guess if Rena hasn't seen them before, then that means she didn't make one, right? Sohei. Right. Sohei Sonozaki? Yeah. We've heard that name. I swear we've heard that name before. Right, yeah. Oh, sad. Oh god, yeah, right, right. I was gonna say, that was back in like the chapter 2, like the canned meat story stuff, right? I don't know if I have that written down anywhere, but it's, yeah, I think that's where we heard it. We heard that name.
シオンは缶詰がダメなんだよね。
No, she does not. She does not.
そうなの？
Oh god.
どうして？
I don't go into it. Don't go into it. We don't need to talk about it.
缶詰臭と言いますか。
It's something like
あ
that.
の独特の鉄臭さがどうも苦手で。
あら、人に嫌がるかぼちゃを無理やり食べさせて好き嫌いはいけないとか
That's different, Sadako. Sadako, you don't want to eat squash because you're a stupid kid. Shion has PTSD. It's different. It's different.
実はね。
Oh god. Don't say it.
ちょっとね、人が嫌がることを言うなんて最低ですよ。
なんだかわからんが、ミオンが珍しく握ったシオンの弱みらしいな。面白いから普段の恨みを晴らせ。ほれほれ。
I mean, hey, I guess Mion gets to do some teasing back after all that Shion puts her through. The reason why Shion doesn't like canned food must have been something pretty funny. It's really not, honestly, but I guess. The two sisters battled for a while. Why is she here? The machine gun knee kicks Mion launched from close quarters weren't bad, but I don't think she expected Shion to land a capture suplex off it. Right, right. Guess Shion is the stronger of the two siblings.
お姉に言われるくらいなら自分で言います。
God.
ですね。葛西っていう立ちの悪い親父がいました、ね。
Bad guy, huh?
そいつがですね、純粋無垢だった幼い私にですね。
How did he tell you the
缶
story?
詰の中にはたまに人間の肉が混
That's
じって
it?
いる。
That's all he told
と
you?
んでもないことを吹き込みやがったせいなんです。
I guess.
都市伝説
That's a very
にたまにそういうのが
abridged
あるね。
version of the story.
あるある。俺たちのとこでも牛丼の肉は
Oh god.
犬の肉だった。
I mean, I don't know.
ハンバー
That
ガーには
might be
水の
true.
肉が混じってるとか
In fact,
聞いたことあ
that
る
I mean that second one is almost certainly like probably, right?
そんな
So it wouldn't
話があり
surprise
ます
me.
の？そんなの聞いてしまったらもう牛丼もハンバーガーも食べられなくなりますわね。
Sadako, what are you gonna eat then? You don't eat vegetables, you don't eat anything. You can only eat rice now?
そうなんですよ、さとこ。私はトラウマを忘れた犠牲者なんです。
These two, oh god. Shion and Satoga together, please, yes. Wait, Shion gets to fulfill what Satoshi wanted for her, right? Like, oh, please, yes. I love it.
同情はしますけど、かぼちゃフルコースの恨みと相殺するにはまだだいぶ足りませんわね。
Literally, she's taking care of her, right? Making sure she eats her squash. There we go, there we go. Perfect. It's good job, Shion.
さとこは根に持ちすぎなのですよ。僕は美味しくてペロリだったのです。
I like squash. Squash can be good. Depends like how it's cooked.
なんだかよ。そんな話をしてるとさ、
Like grilled squash.
このミオンのおはぎにも何か妙なものが混じってそうな気がして。
Oh yeah, there's a needle, Keiichi. It's over. Don't worry.
ほう、確かにこの私が持ってきたおはぎだもんね。
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
中に何の細工もないってのは
Oh
確かに
god.
不用心だよね。
Ohagi that Mion brought. When you consider that, it's only natural to suspect that she probably did something to them. What's going on? I felt like I was forgetting something. But I didn't remember anything that I was forgetting. Fuck, Keiichi. Oh god, can we unlock the memories? Can they all unlock the memories? I kinda don't want them to, though. That would be horrible and traumatic. If, like, Shion remembered everything, or something, you know? Oh god. It was like one of those deja vu moments. I've never been in this situation, but my mind was telling me that I've been there before. Can Rika use that? Can Rika try and, like, set up these situations to make Keiichi remember? What if Rika's the one who did this? She told Mion to bring the Ohagi here? I don't know. But just saying, right?
どうしたのですか？
Yeah, right?
ケイチ。
Right? Like, try and probe him. Try and... Oh, is there anything we can do to, like, work it along here?
前にもミオンにおはぎをもらったことがあったような気がしたんだけど、これが初めてだよな。
そうなの？兄
Hmm.
ちゃん。
いや、これが初めてだと思うな。
Okay, okay.
何かの勘違いじゃない？
私の記憶でもミオンさんが学校におはぎを持ってきて
Oh, well, sure.
私はこれ
Mhm.
が初めてのはずでしたよ。
It was at his house. Come on, Rika, you gotta say something, right? We gotta try and bring this along here.
おじさんが持ってきたおはぎだもんだから、 何か罠があると思って警戒してるんでしょう。
And Mion, you're making it too obvious.
そこは威張るとこじゃなくて、日頃のお姉の底を反省すべきとこだと思いますけど。
そうだよな。同じおはぎでもレナとかが
I-
作った
it's-
おはぎ
well-
は絶対そんな風には思わない。
You sure would, actually. And you did. But that's okay.
レナっておはぎ作るの何気小さいけど丁寧で。
レナ、おはぎなんて作ったことないよ。
Oh, right. Okay. I see. I see. He's remembering. Oh, what? What was I saying? Why did I say that Rina had made ohagi before? Why would I know that Rina makes her ohagi small but neatly? So, why is Keiichi remembering stuff, right? I wonder, like, okay, if this whole, like, fragment system and everything that's going on is somehow downstream of, like, Hanyu's powers or whatever, right? And Hanyu's powers are, like, getting weaker, and that's why Rika's only able to go back 2 weeks in time now, right? I wonder if there's, like, some weird shit going on. Like, the timelines are, like, merging or something, right? Because Hanyu's power that's making all this possible in the first place is, like, getting weaker, you know? Maybe, I guess, right? It's something like that, I feel like. Why would I know that Rina makes her ohagi small but neatly? Question mark? I had no idea where that memory was coming from. I could only assume it was an error in my brain. Mion was saying that this was her first time bringing ohagi to class. As I tilted my head in confusion, everyone started reaching inside the box. Rina took one out for me and put it on the lid. I stared at it closely. What was I so concerned about? Oh, I was like feeling like that, like an inkling of that same feeling. Mion said that I was probably concerned that she did something to the ohagi, but it wasn't quite that. I really didn't know how to explain it. I felt like I was forgetting something important. I'd forgotten something important, and all I had was the obligation to remember it. In front of me was nothing but a single ohagi that came from Mion's house. I was frustrated, but I really couldn't think of anything. There's no way I could remember it, because I didn't know anything.
ケイチ、
Ah,
さっきからおはぎをじっと見て、どうしましたのですか？
is there anything Rika can say or do to, like, you know, to do something
い
here?
や、デジャブだっけ？
Oh,
七感だっけ？
I bet Hanyu is freaking
ほ
out.
ら、たまにないか。初めて見るものなのにさ、過去にすでに見ていたように
Oh, yeah.
感じるときって。
She sure does.
ケイチは過去にもミオンにおはぎをもらったように感じるのですか？
でも気のせいだよな。ミオン自身そんなことは覚えがないって言ってるしさ。
What about your house?
ケイチ、ありもしない記憶なんてあり
Okay,
ませんです。
right.
もしケイチが覚えているのなら、それは
Hmm.
本当にあったことなのですよ。
I mean, one, that's kind of not true. Your memories are not great, right? The human brain is not infallible. Like, eyewitness testimony is, like, the least reliable kind, right? Memories aren't consistent in any way at all. But you know what, Rika? I get it. I get it. Rika-chan told me something strange. I didn't usually take her random comments seriously. But ever since I saw her making those predictions in the toy store, I've been curious about her special powers. I felt like she was telling me something deep.
大予言のリカちゃまが言うと、なんだか不思議な感じがしてくるな。
Hmm.
それってつまり、輪廻転生とかそういう話なんだろ？
Something like that.
僕は宗教のことはよくわかりませんです。
I wonder how much Rika even understands about, like, all of this and why this is happening exactly. I mean, it's Hanyu's power, whatever that means exactly, but, like, what? I don't know. Like, what is it? Why, we don't really have an answer for why this is happening or how it's happening or anything, you know? I wonder how much of that Rika, like, understands. I guess how much Hanyu has told her, assuming Hanyu knows all of it.
ただ、僕が言いたいのは、ケイチが知っていることなら、それはあったことなのです。だからそれを
Oh,
思い出してほしい。
try and remember.
気のせいだと片付けないで記憶としてほしい。僕が何を言っているのかわかりますですか？
I was a little surprised by how serious she sounded. I always thought that Rika was just an innocent girl who fooled around all the time, saying things like meep and nipa. Well, she does. I mean, there's been long periods where she does not speak other than saying nipa, so... But all of a sudden, she seemed like a totally different girl. Was I supposed to take it as a joke? The serious look on her face told me it wasn't the time for jokes, though.
リカちゃんがそう言うなら、じゃあ俺は別の世界とかでミオンにおはぎをもらったことがあるんだろうな。
In a sense, in a way, kinda.
バカにしませんから。
Yeah,
全
yeah.
部話してください。
Try and help him along a
ど
little
こ
bit.
でどうして、
Maybe.
なぜミーにおはぎをもらうのですか？
い
はい
つどこでどうしてなんて具体的に聞かれれば聞かれるほど
It's kinda
やっぱり妄想だったんだなって思っちゃうよ。
kind of scary for Keiichi to remember it, but like it felt like a large part of why he was able to remember in chapter 6 was it was this very personal thing that like very much related to what Rona was going through. I just don't know. I don't know if it's that simple to remember it without something like that, some kind of like triggering thing, you know? I don't know.
寝ぼけて見た夢なのかもしれないな。
夢でもいいのです。もっと覚えてるはずなのです。話してください。
What was up with her? She seemed so curious about it. I didn't think the story was that interesting. Her asking so much started making me feel uncomfortable. Still, something told me I needed to talk to Rika-chan about everything I could. Maybe she could predict my future by reading my dreams. I should tell her everything. After all, she's the shrine maiden for Oyashiro-sama.
な。
Okay, alright.
俺は多分
Oh,
学校を休んだんだ
yeah,
よ。
yeah.
風邪なんだと思う。
Well, you claimed to. My memory was scattered all over my brain, like powder. Oh, this track again. God. Let me read that again. Okay. I could see myself standing in front of the door. Mion was there, and... oh, I skipped. Someone else was standing there too. I think it was Rena.
それでミオンのやつ、お見舞いのおはぎだって言って持ってくるんだよ。
Right?
今日言ってるのと同じで、おばあちゃんが作ったって言ってた
Oh,
気がする。
God. So he's gonna remember again. Yeah.
うん。それで、そのおはぎを食べるんだ。
And?
二人を返した後に。それでさ、
Oh,
おはぎの
God.
中から。ここから先
Yeah,
は
how
間違いない
ridiculous, right?
漫画の受け売りだよ。多分、昔読んだ漫画のエピソードと記憶が混同してるんだ。
I think, didn't he... I swear to God, there was like some kind of mention of that before, right? I don't know.
そんなことがあるわけない。
Of like him having seen like the needle thing in a book or something.
ケイチ、
Was it-
話を続けるのです。
Was it in chapter 3 when he was talking to his mom about like the perfect crime and stuff? I don't know. I don't remember exactly.
おはぎを食べて、中から
A needle.
あ
Well,
い
he
や俺が
thinks.
小学校の頃に読んだ怖い漫画にさ、ハンバーグの中に裁縫針が混ぜられているっていう話があったんだよ。
Oh.
シオンもさっき言ってたろ？小さい頃に怖がらされるとトラウマになって
True.
残るっていうやつだよ。
Very true. I didn't remember much about that comic. I think it was about this girl who had an accident and held a grudge against the person who caused the injury on her face. It was a really cheap plot now that I think about it. But since I was a little kid, that comic really scared me. In one chapter, the girl casts a curse on the guy's food. He eats a burger with sewing needles inside it and goes all gyaa, something like that. It still freaked me out. The image was so grotesque and shocking to me. That grew into a kind of trauma, and for a while I searched for sewing needles in my food every time I ate something. Oh God. I couldn't eat burgers for a while for that reason. But my parents got concerned, and my hunger overcame the trauma. Eventually, that experience disappeared into the flow of time.
今でもさ、ちょっとでも怪しいシチュエーションがあると針が混じってるかもしれないなって考えちゃうんだよ。もちろんちょっと考えるだけだぜ。みんなの弁当をつっつくとき、いちいち中身を改めてたら失礼だもんな。
Sure.
針を混ぜるなんて危ないいたずらなんて絶対するわけがないって思うから、そんなくだらないトラウマなんか気にしないで食べてるんだよ。
He's remembering it in such a different way, you know?
今でもちょっと怖いのですね。
未だに忘れられないってことは、今でも心の中にはちょっと残ってるのかもな。
So, like, is everyone able to do this, right? Why has it been Keiichi twice in a row? Why is Keiichi able to remember? And seemingly only Keiichi, right? Like, what? Are all of these memories in all of their heads? They just think of them as, you know, as deja vu, as just things that don't mean anything?
では、そのミーのおはぎからは出てきたのですね。裁縫針が。
Well, he didn't see it. He felt it.
出てきた。
Inside that ohagi, there was a needle, just as I feared. Why was I telling her about something that was just my imagination? Mion and Runa came to see me when I took a day off from school while I was sick. That never happened, so obviously my brain was just making it up. But I spoke to Rika-chan, because she said she wouldn't make fun of me.
圭一は目の前にあるこのおはぎにも針が混じっているように感
No,
じて
because he trusts them.
怖いですか？
It's different this
だから
time.
さっきから手をつけられない。
I realized that Mion and Runa were also looking at me. They were wondering why I was staring at the ohagi without eating it.
ケイちゃん、
Oh god.
おはぎ嫌いだった。
No, Keiichi, you gotta eat it.
嫌
Come
い
on.
だったなら無理しなくても。
Mion was assuming that I didn't like ohagi. She felt bad for forcing me to eat something I didn't like. In turn, I felt guilty seeing the sad expression on her face.
お姉のおはぎなんで、中に
Right,
何か
right.
妙なものが仕込まれてるって疑ってるんですよ。
I immediately denied Shion's remark. No one else would understand what I'm saying. Even I
い
didn't know.
や、はっきり断言できるぜ。
Well, they did.
ここに
I.
あるミオンのおはぎには針なんて絶対に入っていね
They didn't say that, but sure. Yeah.
そうなのなんで
Why would there be a sewing needle in it?
え。当たり前だよな。ミオンは確かにおとなしくお見舞いを持ってくるようなやつじゃない。 タバスコを入れるとか、そういう冗談はやるかもしれないが、
Oh,
間違っても針なんてまず
God, it's just so sad to think back on it. Mion is just the sweetest person ever. You know, I was just thinking about how, like, in this case, like, her saying this, you know, and just, like, reassuring him he doesn't have to eat it if he doesn't like ohagi. She's just, like, the sweetest person ever, isn't she? Like, she is so... Oh, God. I love Mion so much. Ugh.
シャレになることとならないことのけじめははっきりつけてる。
Like, just thinking back to Chapter 1 and just how... she just wanted to cheer him up so badly, you know? Felt so bad for him.
だからそんなことは絶対にありえない。
I grabbed the ohagi with my hands. As I brought it in front of my mouth, I felt the need to check it, just in case. I mean, especially just because it's like, it was obviously like a parallel to Satoshi situation too, and Mion totally has some kind of lasting guilt from all of that. Like, I guess we don't know. We don't know how it normally goes down between Mion and Shion with the whole Satoshi stuff. It's normally not as bad as Chapter 2, Chapter 5, obviously, but I feel like Mion still... I think that the Satoshi thing is what creates the kind of rift between them that there normally is, you know? As I brought it in front of my mouth, I felt the need to check it, just in case. But I told myself clearly, hey, you wimp. When are you going to stop being scared of that stupid comic book? Mion brought these ohagi to treat everyone in class. I mean, to be fair, like, childhood trauma like that, it's hard to just ignore it. There's no way she'd put needles inside these. I forced that stupid memory out of my brain and munched on the ohagi.
うめえじゃねえかよ。
うまくて
Of course,
当然
yeah, right?
針なんか入ってなかったでしょ。
Or
そ
Tabasco.
りゃそうだよな。本当にすまん。
Aw.
自分でもくだらないトラウマにずっと縛られてたって呆れるぜ。
My heart had stopped pounding, and I felt relieved. The next moment, I got the urge to say something to Mion. It wasn't the right thing to say, but I felt like I had to say it.
おい、
Sorry?
ミオン、
何？
おはぎうまかったぜ。
Aw.
は？大きなカバンを担いできた甲斐があったよ。
I didn't know why I wanted to tell her again that the ohagi was delicious, but I was glad that I said it to her. I was finally released from that odd feeling.
さあさあ、さとこもケイちゃんを見習ってかぼちゃをガブリといきましょう。
Right, there we go.
よく煮込んであり
Sadako,
ますから
it's
柔ら
squash
かい
time.
ですよ。
シオンさんのお弁当は何を食べても
Oh,
か
God.
ぼちゃが出てくるんです
No, I actually love this so much, this dynamic between them. I still don't know why the hell Shion's here exactly, right? Like, is it just the difference with the doll thing somehow? But why is she allowed to be here, right? Why isn't the grandmother blocking her still? I don't know. But I love this. This is great. This is what Satoshi would have wanted, is for Shion to force feed Sadako squash all day, forever. Perfect.
私がトラウマになりましたよ。
No, Sadako, your squash trauma isn't real. You gotta get over it.
しーちゃんはさとこちゃんのかぼちゃ嫌いを直すのに頑張ってるんだね。
シオンも熱心だよね。まあ、将来の妹のつもりなのかね。
Right, right. By the time I finished eating my ohagi, we had returned to our usual fun lunchtime. Yeah, what was all of that, right?
もしもですよ。
What if?
もしもなんだよ。
本当に食べ物から裁縫針が出てきたら、
Huh.
そんなことあるわけないね。リカちゃん、脅そうったって無駄だぜ。
She's not threatening you.
ケイチ、それでも出てくることがもしもあったの。
What if it really happens? What would you do, huh? I think he wouldn't jump to immediately distrusting them and hating his friends. He would think, I think his mind would first go to there's some kind of horrible mistake, right? He wouldn't think they're trying to murder him. He wouldn't think they're trying to kill him. Rika-chan looked at me with a serious face as I joked around. What's gotten into her lately?
しつこいぜ。そんなことは絶対ありえないし、信じない。
Yeah. I had just overcome my stupid trauma after all of that. That's why I made that firm statement.
わかりましたです。
Okay.
ケイチ、しつこくてごめんなさいなのです。もしも針が出てきたら、
Yeah, right?
それはきっとケイチの勘違いなのですよ。
Interesting.
ミーが混ぜたなんて絶対に思わないであげてくださいなので。
This feels important because it's almost like if she's able to establish that in Keiichi's mind, right? That he does have this trust for his friends. And that it has to be some kind of mistake. I just wonder if in the future, in future fragments, or even in this fragment, if that will prevent Keiichi from even possibly being the one affected by Rule X, right? Being the one who distrusts everyone and goes crazy and kills people, right? I wonder, is that a way Rika can do it? If she can properly establish just trust in each other in all of the friend group, right? Which is always kind of fundamentally the issue that breaks them apart. And makes Rule X be the thing that it is. Is that how we win, right? Kind of makes sense thematically, right? That's kind of a big part of the game, is that, friendship and what that means, right?
ミオを疑うなってことなんだろ。ああ、当然だぜ。
Not of
俺
anyone.
は絶対に仲間を疑う。
There we go. Perfect. I raised my fist in the air. Rika-chan finally looked happy. She smiled as if she was relieved by my words. Okay. Huh. So, that's kind of what it feels like, right? Is one candidate for Rule X has kind of been marked off, it feels. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Oh, to the committee meeting? The items donated for the auction were gathered at the Furude Shrine.
おお、
Right.
いろいろとあるな。お中元のタオルセットとか使い古した家具あたりまでは
I see.
想像してたが、何気に結構いろいろあるじゃねえかよ。
すごいね。テレビや冷蔵庫まである。
Probably just like old stuff people wanted to get out of their house, you know?
それにこれまだ新品同然だね。
Or not.
驚いたでしょう。その座機器関係のお店から余り物とか店頭展示品とか売り物にはならないけど、まだまだ新品同然のものをいろいろと供出してもらったわけよ。
Makes sense.
片遅れ品とかをあまり気にしないならちょっとは立派なもんでしょ。
電化製品に貼り付けてある日焼けした新製品というシーン
Yeah,
が
actually.
なんだか哀愁を誘いますわね。
So there's gotta be some reason to bottom, huh?
いやいや、サトコ、そういうのが逆にポイント高いんだぞ。
I love this track so much. What's it called again? What is wished? Right.
他人の使用済みの道具よりは多少すすけてても未使用の方が気持ちよく使えるってもんだ。
みー、最近の若者は潔癖なので
Youngsters
す。
these days, right?
私はあんまりそういうの気にしないから安ければこういうのもいいかな。
レナさんはさっきから家具類に興味があるみたいですね。一人暮らしでも考えてるんですか？
Ooh, God, don't say that.
あ、うんうん。お父さんとお家の模様替えをしようって話になってるの。でもちゃんとした家具屋さんで買おうとすると高いからこういうリサイクル品を探してたの。
So if they were talking about redecorating the house, right? What this makes me think of is like the Rena stuff. So there's no Rena in the picture right now, I assume, for Rena and her dad and all of that. So I don't know. Like, what is what makes that happen, right? What is the difference there, right? Why was Rina murdered at the start of chapter 3, right? What makes that happen exactly? You know, like, I don't know, the roll of the dice, but like, what do we mean by that? And I assume that alone means that Rina won't be the person that Rule X is, like, achieved through in this fragment, right? If there's no Rina in the picture and there's no all of that stuff, right? Because that's what triggered Rina being the candidate for Rule X in the last chapter, right? So, not gonna be her, I suppose, right? Certainly it's not gonna be Shion, right? Because everything seems a million times better for Shion than it's ever been ever, for some reason. So that's cool. So who the hell is it gonna be, right? Like, what is Rule X, right? Who is Rule X possibly going to, like, be enacted by? I have no idea. It's not gonna be Keiichi, it's not gonna be Rina, it's not gonna be Shion. I don't know. Obviously, I guess earlier in the chapter we talked about the Sadako stuff, the level 3 whatever.
随分大掛かりですのね。うちのお父さんね、つい最近やっと就職したの。
Big.
だから新生活のための新規一点ってことで大掛かりに行きたいの。レナのお父さんは就職したのですか?
Yeah, right? She's trying to suss out the same. Right. Rika-chan asked her. I was thinking the same thing. Did that mean Runa's father was unemployed until recently?
お母さんと別れてから丸々1年就職しようとしなかった。
God, she feels like she's able to share it with them all just so easily, huh?
レナも怒ってたんだよ。ちゃんと働きなさいって。
Rena explained that with her usual smile, so it took me a moment to realize how serious it was. If what she said was true, her parents were divorced, and she wasn't living in a very good family environment. Rena talked about it like it was nothing, because she trusts you all.
お母さんとお父さんが別れたんですの？茨城の町でね。それでお父さんとレナはひなみ沢に戻ってきたんだけどね。
And like, what makes that so different, right? Like, what for Rena makes her able to share this now, you know? Like, where could it be the fragment thing? Could it just be like residual feelings from everything she went through in the last chapter? Could it I don't know.
お父さん、離婚のショックからずっと立ち直れなくて、ずっと寝たり、ぼーっとしたり、遊んだりしてるだけだった。
離婚も失恋も相手を愛した分だけ傷も深まります。その落ち込みの深さは決して悪いものじゃないと私は思いますけど。
Oh god, that's a sad thing for Shion to say. Because of her and Satoshi.
そんなロマンチックな話ならいいんだけど、それでお父さんいつの間にやら悪いお店に
I mean, hey, that's
ことが分かっちゃったの。
spending a bunch of money at the bar is better than the Rena situation.
ひどい金遣いびっくり。
レナのお母さんはさ、結構有名なデザイナーさんだったらしくてさ、相当稼いでたらしいんだよね。そのおかげでだいぶたくさんの慰謝料をもらってたらしい。
God, this is a heavy topic to just be talking about like this. Like, man.
そのせいでお父さんは働かなくても生活できちゃったんだよね。それが立ち直りを遅れさせちゃった原因の一つかもしれない。
それは一理あるな。お金に余裕がなかったら働かざるを得ない。
And not everyone gets that opportunity. Most people don't.
そうすりゃ忙しくなって落ち込んでる暇なんかなくなるもんな。
Oh, I guess. He would have been depressed either way. Just would have had to work too.
朝起きて登校や出勤をして夕方に帰ってきて食事して寝る。
Yeah.
っていう当たり前の生活習慣は乱れると結構堕落するもんです。私も学園から抜け出してきた後、しばらく
Okay, right. You sure were. Oh god, those sad early chapters of chapter 5 when she would just talk about how boring her life was and all of that, you know? Like, I felt so bad for her. The only thing she had was Satoshi at all. It just felt like she'd just wander around Okonomiya hoping to find them, you know? Like, oh god. So what happened though? So what happened?
お家に引きこもって 一人でうじうじしているのが一番いけませんです。そうだね。リカちゃんの言う通りだったんだよ。
You gotta do something with your life, right? I don't think it has to be achieved through work, right? I don't think it means you have to have a job exactly, right? I mean, most people have to have a job to be alive, right? Most people are in that situation where work is something that's kind of forced on you rather than something you want. You should try and find meaning through it, obviously, if you can. That's kind of the, it's something you gotta work with, sadly, right? But yeah, you gotta do something, right? You can't just sit in your room forever. You can't be Rudius.
だからレナね、お父さんときっぱり話をしたの。家長としての責任とか、親としての自立とか、そういう話を互いに正座しながら一晩みっちりと。
I would not want to be on the other side of that conversation, Rena.
レナって普段はチャラけてるけど、ここ一番ではきっちりしてるからな。親が相手でもきっちりってのはさすがだぜ。
Aww.
そんなことないよ。レナも最初はショックだったよ。だってお父さん、なんだか知らない女の人に貢いでるっぽかったんだもん。
Rena was in the picture, huh?
娘としてはショックだよ。
Oh god, how did that end, though?
それでレナは
Yeah.
どうしたのですか？一人で悩んでるうちは全然ダメ。
Okay.
悪いことばかり考えちゃって。
Oh, right.
だからみーちゃんに打ち明けて相談してみたの。
That's gotta be the answer, right? I love that so much, actually, right? Like, the fact that Rena feels, like, comfortable enough with all of them to say that she was, like, thinking in this negative way, and then she went to her friend to talk about it. I love that so much. Like, oh, God.
私は話を聞いて相槌を打っただけだよ。レナが自分で考えをきっちり整理して、父親とちゃんと話をするべきだって結論したんだよ。
Right, which was something that Rena in chapter 6 was so scared to do, right? She didn't want to, like, assert her feelings and all of that in the situation about, like, her dad and Rena and all of that, right? She thought for sure that he would basically pick Rena over her, you know?
相談なんてとんでもない。
Oh, God. That's all, yeah, that's all people need a lot of the time,
人に
right?
話すことで
Yeah.
悩みってのは結構冷静に考えられるもんだしな。
そういうもんですかね。
It's yes, Shion.
相談する程度で解決する悩みなら。
No,
その程度だったって
wrong,
ことじゃない。
incorrect. Shion, if you... no, this is actually like a solution to literally everyone's problem they've ever had in the entire story. Is if they just talk to other people, open themselves up, and are willing to do that with others, then everything would be okay, right? But that is a hard thing to do. And it's true for you too, girl, so don't be saying that.
そんなことないよ、しーちゃん。
God.
私もみーちゃんと話をするまでは、
Oh
相手
God.
の女の人を闇討ちしようとか、物騒なことしか思いつかなかったもん。でも、よくよく考えてみれば、そんなの全然最善の解決策じゃない。まず、話し合うことから始めないとね。
Now I hope, after she talked with Mion, Mion didn't call the Sonozaki hitman to kill her. I don't think that's, I'm pretty sure that's not what happened, but just saying, Rena is dead at the start of chapter 3, so I don't know.
それでレナは話し合ってどうしたのですか？
Rika is just like in the same position as me, right? Like trying to figure out like the whole situation with all of this.
お父さんがグダグダしてるのはお金のせいだってことになってね。
I see.
口座を別の銀行に移し替えて、
Oh
通帳と
God.
印鑑はレナが
Really?
預かることになった。
Huh.
だからお父さんは毎月私からお小遣いをもらってる。
Rena, what are we talking about? Like, come on. Oh God.
なんだかレナさんのうちは
Yeah.
親と子が逆転してしまってますわね。
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know what to think about that exactly. He wasn't moving on because of the money, right? Obviously, the money in a way probably feels like cursed, right? Like, they kind of talked about that in chapter 6, right? How, like, even using it or touching it because of it coming from, Rena's mother, it probably feels wrong, right? It just doesn't feel right. So, I don't know. I wonder if he felt, like, trapped by all of that still, just because in his head, that's where the money comes from, and that's what it means, right? Maybe. Everyone laughed along with Sadako. I wasn't sure if I should laugh, but I saw Rena laughing too. Right.
結局さ、むやみやたらな大金がレナのお父さんを堕落させてたわけさ。金銭感覚が戻れば変なお店にも行かなくなるし、ちゃんと働かなくちゃいけないって気にもなるからね。
As soon as he remembered the value of money. You know what? I think there's a little bit more to it than that, Neon. I don't know.
でもあれはいいタイミングだった。お父さん、知らない女の人のマンションの頭金を払おうとしてる矢先だったの。
Thank God.
危ないところだった。
Yeah.
レナが笑顔で話す割には、よくよく聞いてみると、ずいぶんヘビーな話だな。
It's very.
一歩間違えば家庭崩壊だったんだよな。
そうだね。もしあの時私がみーちゃんに相談しなくてうじうじと今日を迎えていたら、
right?
今頃きっと
Not in a good place. Not in a good place at all.
その女の人を
Oh
殺そうなん
God,
て
don't say that,
考えていた
Rena.
かもしれない。
Oh no. So is the implication then that Rena does talk to Mion in like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, all the chapters where this doesn't happen, you know? And that's why it doesn't go down this way? I guess not chapter 3 because Rena's dead, right? And we don't know in which timeline Rena is dead, you know? Well, no. Rena's normally dead in chapter 3, and that's what made Tepe come back, right? So I don't know. I kind of have to assume in chapter 1 and 2 that Rena wasn't dead, therefore, because Tepe wasn't here. He didn't return to Hinamizawa. So I have to assume that in chapter 1, chapter 2, Rena was able to talk to Mion like this. I just wonder what's the difference, though. What made her able to talk to Mion exactly? I don't know. Everyone laughed at hearing such a dangerous thing come out of Rena's mouth. Rena laughed too. But I saw something serious in her eyes. It was probably true that she once thought about murdering that lady. She seduced Rena's father so that she could get money out of him. Knowing how short-tempered I am, I might do the same if that happened to me. Oh, yeah. I think she made the right decision in talking to Mion, instead of being irrational.
偉いよな。家族の問題なんて恥ずかしくてなかなか話せるもんじゃないぜ。
そうだよね。みーちゃんに打ち明けようと踏ん切りをつけるには、レ
Okay.
ナもちょっと時間が必要だった。決め手になったのは
That one dream.
夢なの。
That one dream.
夢
Yeah.
ですか。
What do you mean by that, huh?
うん。あの頃は
Is it
布団の
everyone?
中でいつも一人悩んでた。だからきっと夢の中でまで私は悩んでたんだと思うの。
Okay. Oh, that's such a sad thing. She just lays in bed thinking about all her problems. In my dream, I thought about what would happen to me if I didn't do anything. I don't know if what I saw was my imagination or a prediction of the future. Oh, if she sees like the dam site scene.
お父さんはその知らない女の人ともっともっと仲良くなってて、とうとうお家にまで連れ込むようになってるの。
My dad and I don't smoke, but there was an ashtray in the living room. The futon in our guest room is now hers. In the bathroom, there was a toothbrush and shampoo I'd never choose to buy. It was an unusual sight. Oh.
それはとても嫌な
Oh, Sadako.
辛いシチュエーションですわね。
Oh. Is she someone being in your house who you don't want to be there? I don't know. That's like a Tepe kind of thing. Or I guess, well, she has to move to Tepe's house, right? I don't know. Sadako never told me, but I'd heard she also lost her parents. I'd heard she went through tough times when she was taken in by her aunt and uncle. Oh, yeah, and that, right? I mean, there's the whole thing with Sadako's past about, like, her... Yeah, like, when she called to, like, report the like, fake abuse and all of that stuff. I guess that was kind of a similar thing, wasn't it? Yeah. Someone told me about that once. Sadako seemed to understand Rena's pain very well.
うん。それはとても辛いシチュエーション。私は家に居場所がなくなってだんだんと追い詰められていくの。それでちょっとした些細なきっかけで
Something.
私はその女を殺してしまう。
Yeah.
夢にしては嫌に生々しい。
Shion, girl, if you have a dream, you are gonna have the most terrifying, like, Shion, what your dream would be about would be more horrifying than anything Rena could dream about. So,
それで
you're not one to talk.
そしたらもう私は人殺しなんだよね。誰にも殺しのことを知られたくないって
Right.
怯えて毎日毎日を死体を埋めた場所で過ごすの。
See, it's a scary thing, though. It's a scary thought. The idea that, like, all that dictates these characters' actions are these things out of their control, right? That if Rena comes to town and starts living with Rena's father and all of that, then it's like, it feels like it's this idea that it's almost out of Rena's control, and she will murder her, and that's like it, right? That is the path it will go down. Or with Shion, the same way in Chapter 2 and Chapter 5, she did like the same things, right? It's like this very like bleak idea that like your actions are like dictated, I guess, the way Rena, or the way Rika thinks of it, by like a roll of the dice, right? That it's, you know, if the circumstances are these very specific things, then it will lead them to doing these terrible things, even if they think that they would never do those things, right? Like, that's such a, I don't know, that's like a dark way to think about it, you know? I think that's, like, wrong, in a sense, I suppose, right? Like, I want to think. But I don't know, right? Your circumstances and what happens in your life are obviously, you know, what dictate the kind of person you are and what you do, right? Like, I can't say that, like, in Chapter 3, if I wasn't in Keiichi's situation, I wouldn't also want to kill Teppei. I don't think I would actually go through with it. I feel like there's no way I would. I don't think I would be as driven as Keiichi, frankly, to protect Sadako and go that far, right? I can't imagine that, you know? I just don't think I would be. But Keiichi, in that situation, it makes sense that he killed Teppei, and I think it makes sense, as horrible of a thing as it was, that Rena did what she did in Chapter 6. I don't know. It's like this, it just reminds me of that whole idea of fate and destiny and everything. Those words that I hate. That just make me feel like there's like things outside of your control, in terms of like your actions, you know? I don't know.
その場を離れたら誰かに死体を見つけられちゃうような気がして、いつまでも
嫌な未来だな。夢の中だけで済んでよかったと思うぜ。
But I guess maybe my feelings about that, right? Me thinking like there's something like wrong with that. Me feeling like, oh, I don't like that. If you put these characters in these specific situations, then they'll do these terrible things. What does that mean, right? Does that mean they're somehow bad people? Like, no, right? I don't think any of the characters in the story, anyone in the club, anyone in the group is like somehow a bad person because of what they've done. Even the awful things that they've done, right? And maybe that's like the important thing to think about, right? Because I can completely understand the things that led them to the points that they were at, right? And I don't think I should think less of them just because of that, because I think anyone can really be led to a point like that, right? Even if it's like misguided and awful, and it's not like I agree with their choices, right? I don't agree with everything Shion did in Chapter 5, obviously, right? I don't think she was, you know, she was not of right mind, that's for sure. I would not have handled things the same way. But I don't know, if I was in her situation, if I was Shion, then maybe I would have her feelings, and I understand how her feelings led her to feel like that, and think like that, and led her to do the things she did, so maybe that just makes sense. Maybe that's just part of being human, right? And that's not like a dark thing to think about. It's not a bad thing. It's not like a mark against them as characters or like something scary. You know, I think that's just part of like being human, I suppose, right? Is that realization that anyone could be led to do that kind of thing? Because we've seen that with like all of these characters at this point now, right? It's like them do something like that, and we've also seen this side of them. And I think that makes sense, right? Because it is your circumstances, and it is just all of those parts of your life that lead you to just the way you act and the things you do, obviously, right? We're just big blobs that react to external stimulus, right? That's how it works. So, I don't know. I guess it doesn't actually feel that bad. I think if that's how you want to view the idea of fate and destiny, I still disagree that that's really what it is. I hate those words. I don't think that means it's fate or destiny. But yeah, it's not actually as bad of a feeling as I felt like I was having moments ago, I guess.
あれは夢だったのかな?
Anyway, yeah, Rena can remember. Everyone can remember. Like, what?
そのまま何もしないでいたらきっと迎えた未来なんじゃないかなって思うの。だから翌朝目が覚めた時、とても怖くて震えが止まらなかった。
And also, I mean, obviously, it feels like it fights against that idea of it just being destiny or fate, because there is a solution, which is to talk to people around you, right? Just like what Ryuichi said in the staff room at the end of the last chapter, right? Is that's always the answer, right? Is other people, talking to people that are close to you and trusting them with your problems, with what you're going through, right? And Rena did that, and that's why she isn't in that situation. You know, isolation and all just being stuck in your own head is what leads people to do those kinds of terrible things, right? That's what happened with Keiichi and Shion and Rena and just everyone, right?
私とお父さんの家なのに知らない香水の匂いがするような気さえした。
Don't say that.
そしてその夢が現実になるのが来年なのか来月なのか、ひょっとしたら明日なのではないかとどんどん怖くなったの。そこまで追い詰められたらもうみーちゃんに打ち明けるのにためらいはなかったね。
レナがものすごい神妙な顔で内緒の相談があるなんて言ってきた時は、おじさんはてっきり変な検査薬で陽性でも出ちゃったんじゃないかと真面目に思ったよ。
What are you talking about?
まあ実際今だから笑い話だけど、当時は本当に笑えなかった。
みーちゃんは本当に頼りになったよ。落ち着いて私の話を聞いてくれて、現実的な解決の糸口を探ってくれた。それでやっぱり親子でちゃんと話さないとダメだっていう
as the solution
当
should
たり
be.
前の到達点にたどり着いたってわけ。
Yeah.
それは夢ではなかったかもしれませんですよ。
God, don't say that, Rika.
そうだね。ただの夢じゃなかったのかもしれないね。
もしその
Like
夢
a
を見たら
premonition, right?
レナはミオンに打ち明けなかった可能性もある。
Okay, yeah, huh. So then I just wonder what happened then in chapter 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, and 5, I guess, right? Because Reno was dead at 3. That made it not go down this route, you know?
レナの人生を決めた重要な夢だぜ。
Because that was before 6, right? That was before the fragment where she had all of those experiences. Unless, I mean, you could say, if these are all fragments, right? They're like this shattered part of some whole or something like that. That's what it feels like. Then you could say that none of it is... Like, there's not actually a linear timeline to it, right? That because that fragment of Rena exists out there at all, she can have this dream, whether or not, you know, Rika herself has experienced the fragment, or whether or not, you know, like, I don't think there's actually a linear timeline to the fragments themselves, right? So, maybe in 1, 2, and 5, she had this dream as well, right? Just because we hadn't seen that fragment yet didn't mean it didn't exist, right?
夢
Oh, yeah. Has Shion had the same?
あんたも夢を見るんだ。
Oh.
へえ。
Shion had said something in a small voice. Only Mion picked up on what it was. I don't know what she said, but based on Mion's reaction, she must have said something serious. By the way, Shion usually went to school in Okonomiya. Yeah, what the hell is going on? However, she'd been coming to the school in Hinamizawa lately. I didn't know why she chose to come this far, but she seemed to be having fun taking care of Sadako. Is that what just drove her to come here, right? To just say, fuck you, or you, I'm going to Hinamizawa anyway, right? Maybe that would have worked all along, I don't know. I had no idea what brought Shion and Sadako together. So that, oh god, just imagine the dream she must have had, right? Probably felt that same horrible regret that she felt at the end of chapter 5 about Sadako and stuff. Oh, but she's doing it now. That's all that matters, right? Come on. Wait, weren't they on bad terms once? Huh? Is that true? Were they always that close or not? Oh, what memories is he having? Very, extremely. We did it. Hello? Like, we won. What is Rule X gonna do in this universe? Like, hello? Like, what? Why, it's gonna be Rika herself? Like, I don't know. We'll have fun in a normal way. We'll laugh together in a normal way. And we'll fall in love in a normal way. Well, no. I mean, the last thing that's left is the Tepe situation, right? Which I kind of assume we're kind of being backed into that, right? We won't doubt each other. We'll trust each other. Oh. You know, I bet that's gonna be like the horrible thing they leave us with at the end of the subchapter. We're gonna have a tip about Teppei coming back or something. Like, ooh.
そうだな。だとしたら、レナにとっては親子の問題を解決しただけでなく、
beautiful.
仲間の重要さにも気づけたわけなんだな。
Perfect.
だから私も誰かが悩みを持ったら相談に乗りたいし助けたい。
And you know what that immediately made me think about was like Rena's whole issue with friendship. It was so based around like what happened with Satoshi as well. If this is going to be a Teppei chapter again, which is like a Sadako thing, that's obviously related to Satoshi and all of that. I just wonder if we're going to somehow, you know, talk more about Satoshi, because that's the thing for Shion too, is the whole, just all the Satoshi stuff is still unresolved in a way, right? Like, so I wonder if we'll go into that more.
絶対に力になりたい。だから私が打ち明けるに足る仲間だと信じてほしい。
Aww.
み
I mean, Keiichi has, right? Keiichi's talked to her a lot about stuff that's important to him, about his problems.
とても大切なことをレナが言っていますです。
Aww. Rika-chan is right. We all nodded at her, without joking around. A moment later, we heard someone locking the door. We were all surprised. That person didn't mean to lock the door. She must have locked it by accident, not knowing that it was already open. She turned the knob, thinking that it was now unlocked. Whose voice is this? Do I know? The lady knocked on the door. I could hear several other people outside the door. They got here early, I guess. Mion replied in a loud voice and walked towards the door. I heard her greeting the ladies from the town council.
なんだなんだ、どうした？
I immediately saw why Mion called us over. The people from the village committee had brought another donation. Ah, it was an old cupboard. We all helped to carry it inside the room. As I walked through the door, I realized the Higurashi was starting to cry, taking over from the cicadas. Ooh. Indeed.
もうみんながあんたしか適任がいないんって太鼓判押すんよ。だからおばさん、前原くんの司会が楽しみで楽しみで。
So, Keiichi's not gonna doubt Hinamizawa. He's very much being part of the village. He's not gonna doubt it. He's not gonna doubt his friends. Shion's whole situation is better than ever. Rena has learned to trust people, and Rina's out of the picture. We did it, right? Again, it just has to be a Teppei situation, right? That has to be what's going to happen. Which is kind of weird, though, because Rina's not dead, so I have to assume Rina went back to Teppei. Maybe Teppei killed her, because he was mad that she failed. Like, I don't know, right? Like,
あ、いやせいぜい頑張りますので、あまり期待しないでくれると嬉しいです。
そんなこと
He doesn't do good with expectations, right?
今日ここに来たのも売り物を吟味して売り物を考えておきたいからなんですよ。
Right, right.
当日は期待しましょう。
したら叩き売りはちゃんと来ないかんね。
The other lady smiled and told me they were looking forward to it. We've definitely heard this woman's voice before, but I don't remember where. It hadn't been that long since I moved to this village, but even these people offered me a position of huge responsibility during the festival. So you could say that they've accepted me as a member of this village. I caused so much trouble where I lived before that I couldn't even go outside. Aw. But they're accepting me as a member of the village? I was so happy. I felt bad that I still hadn't learned all of their names. But I was going to do my best to entertain the villagers who were supporting me.
ミオンちゃんはどうする？まだ残るんかいね。
ああ、いや、もう
Aw.
私たちも帰ります。もういいよね、ケイちゃん。
まあ、雰囲気さえつかめりゃ、あとは出たとこ勝負だ。
Gotta think up good reasons, huh?
綿流しには興味ないんだけど、ケイちゃんの司会は見たいな。
Right.
私も来ようかな。
Oh, what I just realized too is if Shion has like this protective attitude about Sadako and is trying to actually do what Satoshi wanted from her, if Teppei shows up, I don't know. I guess if this is gonna be a Teppei chapter, right? If Teppei's returning, what the hell are we gonna do, right? Because back during chapter 3, I had no solution to the problem other than we gotta kill this guy, right? The core of the issue, though, the reason why that was the only solution I could come up with, was partially because Sadako herself was unable to accept help, right? She didn't want help. She felt like she had to prove herself the whole, like, trial for herself to bring Satoshi back. All of that, right? So maybe we can do all of this in one fell swoop, right? We can figure out all of the Satoshi stuff. We can get answers for that. For Shion and Rena and everyone. Everyone that matters to. And Sadako herself. And we can convince Sadako, just like everyone else has learned in this chapter already somehow, that she has to be able to accept help from others, right? That she doesn't have to view all of this as this solitary thing that she has to go through and prove herself through, right? That would be the good ending. That would be the way to do it. How do we do that? How is that actually going to get Teppei out of the picture? I don't know, right? Well, it just has to be Sadako somehow escaping from him. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
シオンさんもぜひいらっしゃいませ。みんなで一緒に騒ぐのは楽しいですわよ。
私は反対。
I'm glad they were able to make up so well, and like, cause like Shion must feel so bad about, you know, what happened a year ago and all of that.
シオンは沖宮に住んでるんだから。
Mion,
沖宮の祭りにでも行っちゃえ。
shut up. There is no festival there.
レナはシーちゃんが来るの賛成。シーちゃんが来るとミーちゃんが面白くなる。では多数決により C の
There we
参加は決定なのですよ。
Perfect.
というわけです、おね。当日は私のせいで、
Oh
お姉
god,
の地
don't say
祭りが
that.
露呈しちゃうかもしれませんけど。
We gotta stop teasing each
まあ
other so
仲良く
much.
して
Come
くだ
on.
さいね。シオン嫌い、シオン嫌い。
It's God. Don't say that, please. Whatever Mion says, I know that they're actually close, right? The more Mion tries to refuse her, the more it is obvious how close they really were.
じゃあでよ。忘れ物とかない？ 明かり消すよ。
We made sure we didn't leave anything inside and left the room. I looked around the shrine grounds when Mion locked the door. This big place would be filled with people on the day of Watanagashi.
このだだっ広い境内がお祭り一色になるんだよな。なんだか全然想像がつかないぜ。すっげえ楽しみだ。
模擬店とかがいっぱい並んで人もものすごいたくさん来るんだよ。
God, how fulfilling and meaningful Keiichi's life and all of this must feel compared to the way he felt back in the city and all of that, you know? Like, he just does so many meaningful things with buddies all day, and that's all you can ask for, huh?
きっとケイチくんもびっくりするかな年に一度なんてケチなことを言わず季節のたびにやってくれてもいいんですのにね。
That'd be a little bit much, Sadako. We don't want to have 4 murders every year. Like, please.
そういや、季節のたびに来る人はいたね。
Tomitake,
はい、そんな人
right?
いましたっけ？
I assume.
あ、それは俺もわかるぞ。この間会った
Right,
カメラマン
right.
風の人だろ。
So we did meet him,
名
huh?
前はなんて言ったっけ？
ケイチは富武を知っています
Yeah, what if he didn't even meet him, and that's just another one of the
そうそう
memories somehow?
富武さんだったな。いや、先日の帰り道で会ってさ、
I see.
ミオンとレナに教えてもらっただけだよ。妙にたくましい体つきの割に腰の低い感じのおっさん。季節のたびにひなみ沢に来てる熱心な旅行写真家なんだろ？
自称でございますけどね。
What do you mean? Oh, he's here for Takano.
あの人が来ると今年ももう綿流しだなって気がするよ。それで綿流しが終わると本格的に夏が始まるんだよね。
I see.
そうだね。でも今年は暑くなるのが早いから、もうセミが鳴いてるけどね。異常気象とかテレビで言ってますわね。温暖化がどうしたこうしたとよく聞きますわ。
Right.
暑い夏、大いに結構じゃねえか。夏が涼しかったらなんだかつまらないぞ。
そうですね。
I wish it would be cool, frankly. Like, no, I don't want a hot summer at all.
季
But
節通りの気候の方が気分がいいもんです。冷夏や暖冬はなんだか損した気になります。夏に負けないくらいこの夏の私たちも熱くいこう。綿流し祭、何人だ？
all of us.
綿流し祭六強爆闘だね。
The battle of the 6 evils. Right, right.
今年の綿流しもみんなで一緒に楽しく過ごせますですよ。
Ooh.
そうだね。楽しく過ごせるといいね。
お、レナは知らねえな。 リカちゃんのは希望的憶測じゃねえんだぜ。
It's a prediction. Yeah, exactly. It's the
だからリ
future.
カちゃんが当日は楽しくなるって言ったら
Ooh.
絶対にそうなる。だってこれは運命なんだからな。
That is our fate.
そうだろリカちゃん。
Maybe.
はい
Maybe. I hope.
運命なのですよ
I can only but hope. Rika-chan smiled with a nipa. Her smile assured me that the day of Watanagashi was going to be a great one for
当日
us.
さすぐにオークションってわけじゃねえんだろ。
始まるのは奉納演舞の一つ前だから
Ah.
夕方からならみんなで一緒に遊ぶ時間は十分にあるよ。
そうですわよね。初めてのお祭りなのに一緒に遊べないなんて気の毒ですもの。
ケイちゃんの叩き売りを楽しんだ後はリカちゃんの
Right.
奉納演舞ですか。
And we're not gonna sneak off to the Saiguden during
なか
that.
なかいいじゃないですか。
We are not gonna do that.
ということは僕は圭一の司会を最後まで見られず途中で演舞の準備に行かなくてはならない
I
の
mean,
です。
normally you get to run around and do stuff. So
リカちゃんも出番があるのか。演舞ってなんだ。やっぱり古出神社の巫女さんだから何か神事でもやるわけか。
綿流しの名の通りお布団の綿を清める演舞と儀式があるの。 リカちゃんがとっても頑張るから圭一くんもいっぱい応援してあげてね。
man, I bet she has that dance down like so well at this point. Like,
そ
come
れで
on.
ねリカちゃんが巫女さん装束で重い細工をフラフラしながら振るうのがねとっても可愛いんだよ。
Right.
お持ち帰り。
We haven't had one of those in a while. I've never seen a real shrine maiden before. I'm sure Rika-chan will look really adorable. I was looking more and more forward to the Watanagashi festival. Rena, Mion, Shion, Sadako, Rika-chan, and I. The six of us will definitely have a great time here. How many more days did we have? Oh, I've never been this excited about a festival in my life. Ooh. Back to Rika, maybe? No? Okay, okay. How many days do we have, huh? It's smooth sailing so far. That's for sure. Sadako's snoring sounded so subtle while I stood by the window. Okay, we are back to Rika.
さとこ
My god. Very loud. I could tell that she was sound asleep.
いびきが可愛いのですよ。
Hanyu, what are you doing? Hanyu laughs and tries to poke Sadako's nose. I looked up at the sky. Nothing was different about the moon, but the moonlight seemed warmer than usual to me.
リカは機嫌がいいような
Ah,
のです。
well, everything's going great, isn't it?
確かにそうかもしれない。
I realized it only after Honey pointed it out. But again, it's like, it doesn't matter how well everything goes with everyone. Even if we get Rule X out of the way somehow, what do we do about Rika's murder, right? What do we do about that? That is the one that really matters, because in the last chapter we did that, right? In the last one, yeah, horrible things happened, right? But by the end of it, Rina broke out, right? She was able to free herself from it. So, I don't know. We gotta make progress on that. I realized it only after Honey pointed it out. I really was in a very good mood. Otherwise, I wouldn't be enjoying the view of the sky on a humid night like this. It felt like bringing a toast to the moon. As I rooted back around the back of the closet, Honey spoke to me, sounding noticeably upset.
リカ、お酒はダメなのですよ。
I let her have a nice drink. Come on, yeah, exactly.
今夜くらい。
Hanyu doesn't like alcohol. Well, why not? Come on. Rika has been... she's hundreds of years old or whatever. It's fine. If I drink, Hanyu will also taste it, so she always complains when I try to drink. Oh, I guess that makes sense. She likes sweet food, right? Yeah. That's why I usually drink, only when Hanyu is far away from me. Of course, she'll never ride away when I do, but it's too late by then.
ダメです、ダメです。
I...
リカにはワインは早いのです。
Like, kinda, I guess.
リカは私よ。リカが飲みたいものはダメです。僕はワインが嫌いなのです。
Hanyu... Oh, come on.
ダメです。ダメ。今日は喧嘩はなしだってば。わかったわ。
There we go.
それならいいでしょ。ワインのあの匂いが嫌いなのです。だからダメ。
Scott! Hanyu jumped around and complained. She was making a lot of noise right where Sadako was
やめ
sleeping.
なさい。
So she can make
サトコが起
noise,
きちゃう
huh?
でしょ。
I see.
残念でしたなのです。僕は理科以外には見えないし聞こえませんから。
Okay.
あったんべ。はは。あんたはたまに身の程をわきまえないわね。
I went to the refrigerator and took out a pack of orange juice and the spicy kimchi I typically use for her punishments. Oh god. For her punishments.
はい問題。私がおつまみに激辛キムチをいっぱい食べて、オレンジジュースで割った甘いワインを飲んで、
Oh god.
一緒に月を楽しむのとどっちがいい？
This poor thing. And she's not gonna make a decision, Rika's gonna do both. Hanyu clenched her lips while jumping up and down, ready to burst into tears. What are we doing? She should be disciplined for being that noisy, but she never has been, since I'm the only one who can hear her. Besides, she's like air, so I can't even give her a spanking. God. Hanyu loves sweets, but she really hates spicy food. Oh, I like, she can hear her, huh? Sadako woke up suddenly, and I had to have my glass in a hurry. Sadako doesn't know about my drinking habit. Well, yeah. Just falls asleep again instantly. She fell asleep again after speaking. That's interesting. So Hanyu can interact with, like, the world in a way, huh? I mean, what? Okay, her jumping around. What immediately went through my head with this is, like, the Chapter 5 Saiguden thing, right? The jumping around, the jumping sound. They even said it sounded like a child jumping up and down on the floor, right? But then that's weird, right? Then that's weird, because then the implication behind that would be the thing behind the people when they are going through it, right, is Hanyu. Is Hanyu the cause of all of this somehow? But Rika would know about that, right? Let's say Hanyu is secretly evil, right? Let's go way down this rabbit hole and say Hanyu is secretly evil and is the one causing Rule X to happen, is the one causing people to be affected by the crazy shit that makes you go crazy, and start seeing the thing behind them and all of that. If that is Hanyu, because she's the only, like, weird ghostly figure that we know about, she kind of fits for that, right? That's kind of weird, isn't it? That's kind of scary. That's a scary thought, right? That would kind of be an explanation for her doomer attitude and everything, too. She could literally not be on the same side as Rika in all of this, you know what I mean? But, like, I don't know. I don't know, right? Because then, wasn't she on, like, thinking of it as, like, the thing behind her is throwing a tantrum, basically, too? That kind of fits for, like, for Hanyu, doesn't it? Because Takano was saying a bunch of bullshit about Oishiro-sama and all of that, right? Which, if Hanyu, like, is Oishiro-sama / is related to that in some way, you know, whatever you want to say. Like, Oishiro-sama is kind of this myth that has been, like, formed with time. Oishiro-sama kind of isn't real, right? Hanyu is kind of like the origin of that in a way, this thing that really did exist all that time back then that is morphed into what Oishiro-sama is today. Then yeah, she probably wouldn't like what Takano was saying about all of that. So, oh, but that's, like, crazy, though, isn't it? Like, I don't know. Just like I'm the only one who can see her, I'm usually the only person who can hear the noise she makes. However, that's not the case all the time. Hanyu does exist in this world. Sometimes, people can actually hear and feel her existence. It doesn't happen too often. Most people think that they just heard some random noise. Based on my experience, people who are in critical condition like Sadako tend to hear her more often. Okay. So, God, Sadako is really in critical condition, huh? So yeah, it's the crazy shit that makes you go crazy that makes you able to hear Hanyu. That is bizarre, isn't it? It's, like, related to that somehow. When I say critical condition, I mean who've reached the L4 stage, as Eri would describe it. I see. At that stage, there's nothing that can be done anymore. They will feel the existence and hear the noise of someone that they can't see. That would really mess with their mind. There's nothing that can be done anymore. So what is gonna happen to Sadako? Like what? Oh god. Honey stopped jumping up and down and gave up as soon as I started pouring alcohol into my glass. I wasn't drinking because I wanted to be mean to Hanya. In fact, I always wished she would enjoy it too. I poured only a little bit of wine inside the glass and diluted it with plenty of orange juice. In fact, this cocktail is pretty much just juice. I also put some crushed ice inside the glass. With that, it looked like a real cocktail they serve at the bar. I licked the edge of the glass to see how she'd react. It's okay. I mean, obviously I don't like the idea of Rika just, like, drinking to try and escape from her problems and everything. Like, that's not really very good, if that is, you know, how she's engaging with it. Hanyu has been scared of that kimchi punishment for a while. As I put it back inside the refrigerator, she seemed relieved. Oh. I took the glass and headed back to the window. There was no breeze, but it seemed a little bit cooler. I sure do. Yeah. Yeah, like, what is up with that? Okay. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. If you want to think about it like that. Okay. But... Yeah, it doesn't solve everything at all. I knew what she was trying to say. She was telling me not to expect too much. The die is designed to have 6 sides. It's not a miracle if I roll it and get a 6, you gotta get a 7. A true miracle is when I roll it once, but get a 10, just like what happened with Keiichi in my previous life. Yeah, a 10, even. In other words, a miracle is something that would normally never happen. Keiichi gave the doll to Mion, Rena spoke with her father, and Shion stood taking care of Sadako after remembering her promise to Satoshi. That was all because they had those intentions somewhere in their hearts. It was only a side of their die that was engraved there already. But still, even if you couldn't call 3 dice rolling this well a miracle, it did mean good fortune. If you want to say it like that, I suppose. I don't know if God has anything to do with it. It's, yeah, right? What are you, Hanyu? I see. I lifted up the glass of orange wine and gave a toast to the moon. Ooh. It tasted like nothing but sweet orange juice. It was funny to see Hanyu making a happy face as I took a sip. Oh. If I can escape it, huh? I guess they are kind of bound to each other. Yeah. It very much is like a game board, right? Like, that really is, like, a good way to put it, I suppose. Because, like, I was thinking, it's like, they're fighting against fate itself, right? As if fate is the other player in this game, you know? Like, and it's like the rules that are established, or like the thing they're playing against, right? Like, it's like no matter what they do, no matter how many of these rules that they've satisfied, that it feels like with Keiichi everything's fine, Rena's everything's fine, Shion's everything's fine, the other player, fate itself, is still gonna make a move, which in this case, I assume, again, is gonna be Teppei. That's kind of the only thing left, right? No matter how hard I tried to prevent things from happening, there were some things I could never control. It's such a huge letdown when that happens. Even after trying so hard, something renders my efforts infrugal. I'd probably been wasting my time for so long because I was trying to escape from that pain. Ooh, yeah. That's what seems like Hanyu's reasoning for it was too. For the first time in my life, then, I've been blessed with a favorable situation. Everything seems perfect in this world. There's no reason for me to be depressed. What? She doesn't know that she's in a chapter called Everybody Dies. Oh god. Oh no. There's no reason for me to be depressed. It's like the weather is perfect and the wind is blowing just the right way. If I failed to put my ship out to the sea, there's nothing to pin the blame on. I understood what Hanyu's trying to say with that concerned look on her face. She's being so invested, right? If I didn't escape my death under this fortunate situation, I'd have to accept that my fate wasn't something that could be changed. Which, fuck that idea. No matter what, you can escape it. I reject that. This is an ideal world where all of my friends overcame their problems. I was always in a depressing world, but this time, all of the pieces of the puzzle matched. If I couldn't change my fate in this world, that was proof that I couldn't change it in any world. Wrong. I don't agree. That was the ending that I've been afraid of for a long time. The loss of hope, and the death of my soul. Right, if you lose hope, that's the only way you really can be defeated, right? So, in a sense, yeah, if it would make you lose hope completely, maybe. But you just have to not lose hope then. I don't know, easier said than done. Of the pair of us, I was probably the only one who would die. Hanyu will most likely remain there, even if my spirit disappears. She must be afraid of being alone after I lose myself. Right, yeah. That's why she's telling me not to expect too much. I bit down on an ice chip inside my mouth. It was pleasantly cold.
Hanyu, 何度も繰り返した話で申し訳ないんだけど。いいのですよ。
Think about her.
どうしてリカが必ず昭和58年に殺されるかですね。
Yeah, shouldn't Hanyu know? Shouldn't Hanyu know who kills her?
強い意志は強い運命を生み出す。ということは、私が昭和58年に必ず殺されるの。
Right, yeah, that's a scary thought, isn't it?
強い意志に基づいているということになる。
If fate is determined by your will, which is an attractive idea to me rather than saying fate is just destiny and there's nothing you can do about it, then the idea that the will that Rika is fighting against is so much stronger than her own, so much stronger than all of this, it's a very scary thing to think, isn't it?
おそらくそうだと思いますです。
I mean, it makes sense though. Nothing will stop them, apparently. It happens no matter what.
フルでリカを殺して。
Yeah, right? If it's Takano doing it, why, right? What benefit does she get from it?
強い意志があるのですから、おそらくは明白な動機があるものと思いますです。自分で言うのも嫌だけど、フルでリカは村人みんなに好かれていると思う。
Sure, yeah. Well, I think people do like you. Seems like Takano herself likes you. But it's not about Rika Furu Day, is it? It's about who you are in terms of being the incarnation of Oishiro-sama and all of that, right? I don't think it's about Rika Furu Day, exactly. At least seemingly, with that last tip in Chapter 3, that was, if Rika is the protector in all of this of Hinamizawa, and that's why she's so interested in what would happen if she killed her. I don't know. Yeah.
少なくともこの村に住まう人間である以上、リカに好意を抱かない人間はいないはずなのです。あんたのおかげでね。
Really?
今のは感謝の言葉よ。
Oh, what a beautiful view, as always.
まあいいわ。長いこと疑ってきた園崎本家も違った。
Right.
となると、私を殺したい人間や勢力が思いつかない。
Does she really just have no idea, I guess?
リカにとっては世界中のどこよりもこの村にいるのが安全なはずなのです。そうね。世界中のどこよりもここが安全なはずなの。
anything but.
私を殺そうとする人間がいるどころか、私を守ろうという人間がいるはずなのに。
It's ironic. For a long time, I've been refusing help from all those people who were trying to keep me safe. I assume Even if Rika ran away from Hinamizawa or something, tried to just escape. I assume whatever the truth behind the great Hinamizawa disaster is, it would happen anyway, right? And at that point, I mean, obviously, Rika wouldn't want that, right? She doesn't want to go escape and just try and live herself if everyone in Hinamizawa was gonna die anyway, right? So, not really a solution, is it? For a long time, I've been refusing help from all those people who are trying to keep me safe.
リカ、やはり入江たちを頼るのはどうですか?
Maybe. Have we tried that before? People in this village love and cherish me. But no matter what, they never saved me when I tried to escape the fate of my death. I spoke to several villagers in the past, but they never believed me, and none of them saved me in the end. I see. Okay. So she has tried. They probably didn't believe me because I had no idea who was trying to kill me, or what their motive was. If I could explain that, people might be more accepting of my story. But there's nothing I can do about that. No one would believe a little girl saying she's about to be killed without rhyme or reason. All they think of me as is the reincarnation of Oishiro-sama and the leader of the Furude family. I bet Keiichi would believe you, your friends would believe you, certainly, especially now, right? Like, after what's happened already in this chapter. They do cherish me, but they won't protect me with their lives. On the other hand, Iri and his people are totally different. They realize how special I am, and they would try to make sure that nothing happens to me. It's Takano, I don't know about you. If I confessed to them that my life was in danger, I'm sure they would do their best to prevent it. They all have the means to protect me from a violent end. And Takano being there might be why that wouldn't work. However, none of it really worked in the past. It's not that they're unreliable. It's because Takano, the one responsible for protecting me, also gets killed on the same day every time. Right, she doesn't know. Rika doesn't know. Rika doesn't know anything. God damn it. What's funny is, like, the only reason I'm able to piece all this stuff together is because of knowledge that I have that Rika doesn't have from all of this. If all of the other club members are getting all of this information from their previous memories, those are all the things that I've seen as well, right? They have all of that information too. If they get all of their memories of all the previous timelines back and piece it all together, they can figure it out, I'm sure, right? In other words, asking her for help is completely useless. She's very reliable, but she also isn't. It's ironic that I'm the only one who knows the reason why they can never save me. Oh. He really does not think it's Takano at all, huh? I agree, but not in the way you think, huh? Well, that's interesting. That makes me wonder, like, that makes me wonder what's going on here, you know? Like, if Takano's death is this thing that makes Rika not think it's Takano killing her at all, is that, like, an intentional thing? Like, does somehow Takano know what's going on, and the reason she fakes her death in the first place is for this purpose? That's crazy, right? That would be insane. You know, that would require Takano to know what's going on with Rika and know all of this stuff, but I don't know. In a sense, I think it kind of is, actually, right? Takano's killing Tamatake and herself, in a way. But sure. Can you break that rule, though? Is that even possible? What happens? The deaths of Takano and Tomitake mean the loss of my protection. Because the two of them die, the suspect is able to kill me. That's why I've tried to prevent their deaths somehow. But they never believed me. I tried so hard to persuade them, but they didn't listen. I eventually gave up and just thought of their deaths as fated to happen. It's the same hopeless feeling I used to have toward my parents when I was able to go further back in time. Oh. When I found out that their death was inevitable, I lost interest in them. Yeah, right? Like, Rika's mom's really, like, horrible attitude about her daughter. I mean, it makes sense because of the way Rika acted, right? Like, yeah. After all that time had passed, I forgot how hard I used to try to prevent my parents' deaths. Oh. Really? I see. I support them so I can help Sadako, but it disgusts me to think that they're only using me as a test subject. I've been resenting Eri for that reason. Huh, okay. Still, I should try to get closer to him. After all, he's the only person who understands how important I am. What does he understand exactly? He's the main person I should be talking to, and he has the most potential for protecting me. I can't avoid seeking help from him just because I don't like him. I've asked him for help several times before, but Tomitake and Takano get murdered even so, and it ruins everything. After their deaths, Eri panics and becomes useless. That's why I gave up seeking help from him. But in this world, I've been blessed with a positive situation. I will never have as lucky a start as this again. This is the best chance I'll ever get, so I should give it my best shot. I really don't like him at all. Huh. He's not a bad person. I should respect him more. He's serious about helping Sadako, and he's not as much of a mad scientist as I'm inclined to think. Takano is a strange person too, but she's also someone who can give me support. She thinks I'm her guinea pig. That's why I don't really want her to help. Yeah. Tomitake is more reliable than Takano. I wonder what Tomitake, knows about any of this stuff, because of his connection to Takano. I really don't know. But the biggest problem is that he only visits this village a few times a year. On top of that, he always dies before I get killed, so he can never help me. However, they really are the people I should be talking to. If I can change the fate of their deaths, they should be able to save me from my own. It's possible that the only reason I've lived until 1983 was because of their effort. Oh god, I don't know. What about Akasaka? What about Akasaka? Am I crazy for bringing that up? Is there any way for Rika to get in touch with Akasaka? What would Akasaka even do, right? I don't know. I don't know.
大丈夫よ。どうせ殺されると思ってるから変に期待してない。だから期待を裏切られても全然平気よ。
I guess.
リカがひどいことを言ってますのです。
I chuckled at her comment.
もし死の運命から逃れられれば、私の運命に
I'm sure, yeah.
大きな影響を与えてくれるのは間違いない。
It's interesting she doesn't connect that, though, because, what I'm thinking about, she's talking about the strong will that leads to her murder every time, but... Well, no, I guess she is, right? She's saying it must be the same strong will that therefore is killing Tomitake and Takano. She just doesn't connect it to Takano, right? Which I guess makes sense. Just, that's what I think it is, you know?
そして今回は、それでも二人が殺されるのを前提に、話をしてみようと思うの。
I see.
つまり、二人が殺された後、私にも及ぶだろう危害への警護について、ちゃんとそういう指示を出してくれれば、高野たちの死後も、私の身辺は強固に警備されているかもしれない。
I see. Okay. I don't think this is gonna work at all, but sure. The protection they provide is probably the highest standard of security I could hope for. Yet I lose that the moment Tomitake and Takano die. So I never have their protection after Watanagashi. And therefore, I get killed too. In other words, that's it. Whoever possesses the strong will to kill me actually just wants me dead. Yet so long as those two are alive, there's tight security all around Hinamizawa. That prevents the killer from getting to me. So, to kill me, they must first kill Tomitake and Takano, the heart of that security. Then my protection falls away, leaving me exposed. Ah. It I just can't help but think that at the same time, it's their deaths that has led to her to not suspecting Takano to be the one killing her. It's their deaths that have led to her not being able to have figured it out this whole time, you know, which makes me think, is that the reason why Takano's doing it? But that's crazy if so, right? Because of the knowledge that she would have to be doing it for that purpose, you know? I don't know.
そうやって考えると、あの二人を見殺しにした時点で、私の運命は逃れられないものに決まってしまうのかもしれない。
Yeah.
なら、理科のすべきことはもう明らかなのです。そうね。自分の命より先に。
Right.
あの二人の命を救う方が先決ってことね。
I suppose. It's kind of ironic. I gave up on them because I was more determined to save my own life. But I finally came to the conclusion that I have to help them first before helping myself. But there's something I still don't understand. Someone with convictions this strong is trying to kill me for some equally strong motive. Yet no matter how often I debate it, I can't think of anyone who'd benefit from my death. I mean, neither can I. I don't know why it happens or what, you know. Rika doesn't know about the Great Hinamizawa disaster, right? She doesn't know anything about that, you know, because she's always dead by then. Not only that, but there should only be people who'd want to protect me. Especially since they would do anything to protect me in the present environment. They even eliminated my mother. To be perfectly honest, I don't even care about her anymore. They eliminated her mother. So what happened? What happened with all of that? With her parents? I never got along with her, and she's the one who took my father's death the wrong way, making a huge deal out of it like she did. She got what she deserved. Oh god, Rika. I'm a valuable guinea pig for them, and I can be a bomb, too. No one benefits from making me explode. There's only disaster awaiting them if that happens. You have no idea. Lots of people would be lost, and nobody would gain anything from that. According to Takano, my death would be like the eruption of a volcano in the middle of the village. Oh, I see. So Takano has told her about that? I'm not interested in what happens after my death, but they're really concerned about it. Ah. They're watching me every day to ensure that I don't accidentally hit my head on the corner of a block of tofu and die. It's fair to say that they are here in order to prevent the eruption from happening. So is this why Eri kills himself every time? Or why his death is faked? I don't know. Because he knows what's coming, I guess? I don't know. Somehow, yeah, the Great Hinamizawa disaster is what follows Rika's death. But why? I'd be suspicious of them if they were going to benefit in some way from my death. But as everyone knows, that can't possibly be the case. My death would create nothing but a disaster. And how does Takano benefit from that if it is her, right? They're benefiting from my being alive right now.
損得の問題ではなく、何かの怨恨かもしれないとは随分思ったわよね。私個人じゃなくて、古出家に対する恨みみたいなものが伝統的に御三家とかに残ってたりして。
I think assuming that they're ignorant about that is definitely the wrong way to go about it, for sure. That's why I was suspicious of the three families, especially the Sonozaki family. However, after observing them in numerous worlds, I feel that's no longer the case. I felt that way in several lives, but it always had something to do with that incident with Keiichi and the doll. It's clear that there's nothing going on between the Sonozaki family and mine. I don't think it's that either. If it's not about profit or a grudge, it might be someone who's secretly a deranged cultist. We've already had a series of murders 4 years in a row under the name of Oishiro-sama's curse. Timing-wise, it would be somewhat interesting if I, the reincarnation of Oishiro-sama, were killed on the 5th year. I couldn't stand to be murdered for such a whimsical reason, but such a motive actually seemed fitting. Ironically, I would have to suspect Takano, if that's the case. Right. She's well known for being an eccentric researcher of local histories. She's only interested in the village's history because she already knows who I am. She's doing the research based on the notion that I'm important, so she should have no reason to kill me. But she would desire to keep me close to her as a research sample. It's hard to believe that she would kill her favorite toy. Well, she might be willing to kill someone who would try to harm her little toy, though. I don't know about that. Yeah. There's just no solid evidence, no matter what, right? No, I take that back. I want to escape my deadly fate, but I also want all of my friends to be happy, right? I want the rest of my life to be happy too. I don't want to hide myself in the forest forever just to get away from my murderer. In fact, I've tried that once before, but I still met with the same ending. I see. Living in the forest was a horrible experience. I think I was able to survive until July that time. That might be the longest I ever lived. Oh. I smiled bitterly and finished off the rest of the orange wine in the glass. I wonder what happens. I'd have to talk to Eri again. I don't like him, but his people are my only hope.
もういい時間ね。床に戻らないと。明日が辛い。僕もそう思いますです。おやすみなさいなのですよ。
Poor Rika. God. I lay down and closed my eyes, but I couldn't fall asleep right away. Suddenly, I remembered Rena's words out of nowhere. It was no good when I was thinking about it on my own. Oh, yeah, right? I wasn't thinking about it on my own. I was talking it out with Hanyu. Hanyu doesn't count. Now I know. It's important to talk to other people. Friends have greater meaning than I thought. You can talk to them about anything. I finally realized that. And is Hanyu a friend? I don't know. After I asked Takano for help, should I also talk to Keiichi? Yes, talk to everyone. I've told him before in my previous lives, but he never believed me then. He might now. He might now, right? It's different. It's different now, isn't it? I can only hope it's different now. The two of us. Okay. Rika Furude always thought that there were 4 members in her family. She could clearly see all of us, her father, her mother, and me. She had no idea that I was invisible to anyone else but her. Hanyu. Hanyu's perspective. Oh, from her birth, yeah. She could see Hanyu all along. My appearance is a little different from human beings. I may otherwise look like a person, but I can't hide my horns. So it's obvious that I'm not human. I'd hoped that because Rika has seen me since she was a baby, she wouldn't be bothered by my ugly horns at all. Oh, they bother her that much? But that hope came true. Just as chicks believe whatever they see first is their parents, Rika accepted me as part of her family as a matter of course. Even though I have these horns, Rika and I have been close ever since the day she accepted me as her family member. I became closer to her than her parents. I couldn't even remember the last time I was able to communicate with someone. We spent all day together. Aw, the loneliness, you know? But her family, especially her mother, denied my existence. Since her mother so strongly denied me, Rika and her mother became distant. Rika didn't learn certain things that many children learn from their mothers. That's why I taught her instead. It's kind of ironic how I made her mother resent Rika even more. Rika used to fight with her mother a lot about how she talked. I guess she picked up some bad habits from me. Oh, it's okay, I see. Besides the fact that she didn't get along with her mother, Rika was a pretty normal girl. She was just like Sadako. She loved running around in the woods and doing mischievous things. However, in June 1983, Rika's life was taken. All we want is a happy life for Rika. My power only allows us to search for the path leading to that. It's awful to repeat the same tragedy over and over again. Although it's devastating, we can still find happiness within this endless world. Rika Furude's destiny is a tragic dead end. But I'm secretly enjoying the fact that I get to spend more time with her than what normal people can enjoy. Yeah, right? I'm sure. It's not just Rika. They may not see or hear me, but being with Sadako, Mion, Rina, and Keiichi is also very fun. I can never be one of them, but I can still be by their side. I feel bad for Hanyu. I mean, I do, for sure. I get it. It sucks. I don't know. I'm really suspicious of her. I really am. As scary as of a thing as that is. I don't know. Hanyu, I'm worried. I really am worried about what her true feelings and motives and understandings are, right? Like, I don't know. That was a good one. That was a good subchapter. Oh man, everything is coming together. Right? Can we do it? Again, the name of the chapter makes me think, no, everyone's gonna get murdered. But that's fine, right? Surely it'll all be okay. We'll get it all figured out somehow. Okay, so I suppose that's it. So if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.